where do you get your sense of community? And how would you rate how much community you have in your life? Let you just think about that for a second. Let's see. I was reading this book. It's called Becoming Attached, First Relationships and How They Shape Our Capacity to Love. It was talking about how kids, they develop their sense of attachment with their primary caretaker, but also with their community and how that's changed over time. The shift from pre-industrial society in Europe compared to now post-industrial revolution. And I thought about how it's just even more extreme now that everyone's working from home. Pre-industrial Europe, they basically described it as everything was built around the family unit. So your life revolved around your family. Your work was integrated with your family. So if you're a cobbler, a baker, you did everything with your family. You had an apprentice and you treated your apprentice like a son. They did exactly what you told them to do until they were 21. The setting may have been claustrophobic with intense hatred, resentment, and murderous jealousies that inevitably arise under such conditions. But there was also love, familiarity, and unquestioned belonging. So this just made me imagine your family's like a baking family and you all live in the same house. Your grandparents are there, the parents, the kids, and you're also all working together. It's kind of crazy. I think the cons are it's like feudal. There's a lot of, there's way less individual freedom. But it was just really nice to hear about a time where belonging was just a de facto state. It was just a thing that was there, just like air. And I contrast that to our lives now in 2022 and kind of coming out of COVID. When I look at my own life, when I was living in San Francisco, in the downtown area, in Pac Heights, I was working at the startup. Every day I would take an Uber or like take a scooter down like 20-30 minutes to get from Pac Heights to Soma. I would work maybe till like 6-7, go to the gym or do yoga, come back, and I'd be in my apartment. Maybe my roommate was out, maybe he was in his room, but I basically would just go online, watch some videos, read a book, watch a movie or something, and then I'd go to sleep and repeat that Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends I'd see my friends and we go to bars, and I talk to my parents on the phone once in a while. That's kind of it. I think at times it felt very, even before COVID, it just felt very kind of like urban isolation. Like you're living on top of each other. Like there are people above me, there are people below me. I never said hi to them. I remember thinking my sense of belonging, my sense of community was, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, probably was at like a 6, maybe 7 on a good day. I compare it to when I was in LA as a musician.
I'm so honored that he's taking the stage tonight a week before his album Death is Promised drops. Woo! Yeah. He should be rehearsing, but he's here with us taking shots. Yeah, man. So dude, I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you. He's gonna bless you with some of his realness.
I'd say my sense of community was probably like an 8, like really high, because I was really intentional about making friends and seeing people regularly. And I think that was the key to that sense of community, like proximity and regularity. For example, every Wednesday I'd go to this artist collective called Our Mic, where Lady B, she would just lead us in these performance workshops. And this is all comedians, poets, songwriters, magicians. We were all meeting every Wednesday at like 7:30. We'd go till about 10, and then we'd stand outside the warehouse in downtown LA, and then we'd talk about what we were up to, our projects, our albums. We'd collab with each other. We'd write stories with each other. We'd be in each other's videos or songs. But we would just like chat. Like in downtown LA, there were a lot of Little Tokyo. There were some restaurants. I'd go to like Far Bar. And then I'd go to the Tuesday Night Project, which is like the oldest Asian American open mic in the country. I think it's like 20 years old now. That was every other Tuesday. Fox and Hounds This was a bar where we would do songwriter showcases.
And
Easy to look at,
gives himself some compliments, and that's how he does it.
Yeah, and like even like Steve Jobs, the Pixar buildings, like they designed this space so that you could have these chance water cooler meetings that you can't really have when you have like a scheduled time to go over things. With COVID and working from home in an urban, like a post-industrial urban society, our main form of community was our workplace. And now you kind of take that away, and now you replace that with people logging in on Zoom 10 to 5 straight or something, and you just kind of come out of these meetings with more AIs, you Slack about it. It's kind of crazy. It's like, it is kind of like a dystopian sci-fi. You log into a terminal and you're just on Zoom nonstop till like the end of the day, and then you have a little bit of time for yourself, a little time to spend with your partner, your family, and then you sleep, and that's it. And then weekends, you go to the park, have some wine or something, relax, which is a good life. But, and I think like the counter to all this, just to play devil's advocate, is I think a lot of people are actually liberated by being able to work remotely, and you can be anyone online, and it's not constrained just because you grew up with them, or it's like physical proximity, they happen to be your neighbor, so that's your default group. You can intentionally find people based off of your interests. And I think there probably will be a shift to like that metaverse, and that'll be interesting to see how we navigate that as individuals, as a society. I'm just curious, like what is our sense of community gonna be like now and in the future? Like a lot of my friends, I don't know how it is for you, but a lot of my friends, I'm in San Francisco and Bay Area, and a lot of people moved all over the place, out of the area to SoCal, to Austin, to the East Coast, to Hawaii. I will say to these days, my sense of community comes from seeing my friends in person.
I dare you to take a suck.
I'm not gonna suck on this spice pack. That looks like a huge bag of spice.
Dude, this looks like this milk will be useful for everyone.
I have 2 accountability groups with other creators and YouTubers, like on Thursday and Friday. The element I'm missing is, the IRL, the in real life, those conversations you can have when you're just being. Yeah, so sense of community in partying. So how would you rate your sense of community in your life today on a scale of 1 to 10? That question 2, when was it the highest? And like, why do you think that was? And then 3 is, if you would want to improve your sense of community, what's one thing you would do? And one thing I'm gonna do, I've been thinking about doing a Zoom like power hour working session thing where I just host a Zoom for like an hour a week, and basically anyone can join, and we'll just like talk about what we want to do, catch up for like 5 minutes, talk about what we want to do for that power hour. So it's like deep work, focused work, and then on Zoom we just keep our Zooms on and we just work together. Yeah, just to kind of have accountability and to have a little more of a sense of community. If you are interested in that, just let me know. You can DM me at Peter J. Sue on Instagram, or just drop a comment on this video. And I'm thinking about doing it either Thursday or Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So that's my talk on community. So I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.